Give me just a minute. I'm getting out there. Thank you for your patience. It is a beautiful day, and I kind of feeling like I want to sit out here, but the wind's up, so at least it's nice and quiet in the cabin. Let's see. But if it's too cold in here, I'm sitting my butt out there. Let me see. Well, want to, but the wind. We'll have a better set of headphones coming in soon, so that'll help that out. Hello, Becca. Ooh, tripping over. I'll let this door open, get some warm air in here. Hello, 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 beautifuls. All right. It really is. It's so much. It's like a spring day out here today. Oh crap, I did not make this private. Or at least I thought I did. Okay. Well, this was supposed to be for my group. Hey, we're starting at 2:22, you guys. But it is what it is. It's already public, so it is what it is. We'll see how the energy is, and if I need to, I'll restart it and reset it. So welcome to those that are tuning in, starting at 2:22 Central Time, which is pretty amazing. I just noticed that, so all right. Right? Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining. So, as I was just saying, this was meant to be a private session for my group, but it's public. So, welcome to those that are joining. Thank you for the compliment on my outfit. It's nothing special, just a white t-shirt and some harem pants and a jacket. So, you know, that's the most important thing. Yeah, I know they're coming in really fast, which is really interesting. Normally it takes a while. So thank you. I am in the middle of the woods. Everything on this property is hand built. So this cabin is over 200 years old. Really love the presence that it brings. So it's also why I love doing energy work in this building. There's a lot. There's a lot that's present, that's working through the space. So for those of you that are dropping in, if you're planning on staying for this session, I just want to give a little bit of insight as to what we're going to be experiencing. And in terms of if English is not your first language, that's okay. You do not have to worry about typing really in the chat. Once we begin, you're going to be going through like a meditative state, a deep trance state. If you so choose, if you so wish, if you don't, you do not have to stay. But these offerings that I bring them through publicly, but I also bring them through for my group as stated. And these are sessions to connect with your higher self. Now, in order for you to connect with your higher self as more than just a guide, for you to actually be in the space of your higher self to view reality for what it is, it requires you moving through ranges of consciousness. Your brain has to be able to disconnect itself from lower reality and go into the higher layers to be able to move out of astral, out of etheric, out of emotional, out of physical, out of mental, into Buddhic, into Atmic, and so on. So this process is going to be me reflecting, channeling some things from a higher state, as well as reflecting upon what is happening in that higher state. So, which are kind of two in one. So if you've never experienced energy work, if you've maybe experienced it, but would like to experience something a little bit more. And very cool about Arkansas. And yes, it's a beautiful, we have two cabins on this lot. And they both carry a very beautiful signature. So if you're interested, if you would like to receive some reflections, in the title, in the description, I mentioned fifth dimensional technology. I am going to reflect, no, it's not black magic. Your higher self is your higher self is your highest aspect aside from your monadic collective. It is the divinity of you. Okay. So this is, if you believe in witchcraft or black magic or anything like that, this isn't the space. Because then you're bringing something into this that you think is negative, and that's not what this space reflects. This space reflects the highest positive for the greatest good of everyone. So if you're bringing negativity or if you're bringing such beliefs, you do have an opportunity to leave those and to move into this experience free from those. So you are the medicine. You have an opportunity to access ranges of consciousness by will or by choice, if you will. We have there's a massive, there's a lot of belief systems that hold on to. There's a lot of belief systems that hold on to perceptions that do not fully allow the person to see what is here. And so what will be reflected through me is coming from a space that is without boundaries, without limitations. It is without systems of belief. It aligns with positive thinking, but we're going beyond positive thinking. Positive thinking is a way to train your mind to access subconscious belief systems or thoughts that project you into a higher reality of experience. But that higher reality of experience is still something that you're projecting. A projected reality and an existing reality, if you will, are different. They're different because they're coming from a different space. When you project thoughts, you project feelings. This is why your etheric body and your astral body holds your physical body in. You have your mental, your emotional, your physical, and then your astral and your etheric. And your astral is your closest to your physical for a reason. There's your memory bank. This is where most people end up going when they believe that they have negative entities or shadow beings attacking them or following them. It's simply a projected belief. You hold some sort of emotional attachment to some belief system and thought form. And so, because our eyes do not actually see, our eyes project. You're projecting what you think you believe. And this is the experiences of the lower realities, the experiences of the mental, the physical, the astral, the emotional. The etheric is really just the support system for the physical. But it does hold that, what I would say in terms of the subtle realities, it holds a greater divine connection to the higher realms. So, what we move through here is an experience of self that goes beyond thought, it goes beyond emotion, it goes beyond belief. These realities that we are experiencing are ranges of consciousness. Most people are aware of themselves, but at a very limited range. Many are aware, but they're still asleep. And the range of consciousness that's necessary to really awaken the collective requires more of us actually breaking through the glass ceiling into our higher self or into the higher realities. Now, this is something I myself have experienced. Those that are here in my group space have gone through the sessions with me, and are many of them are breaking through as well. And so I will reflect a little bit on, I don't want to say what I mean, because what I'm expressing isn't something that I believe, and it's not an opinion. It's something that I actually experience. I am in the space of myself, experiencing myself, reflecting this from that higher state of awareness. So when you break the glass ceiling, you are in a space of infinite. There is no time. You are aware that time is a preconceived or preconceived notion. It's what gives us an opportunity to understand ourselves in such finite existences. We are very finite in this realm, but again, we're not. Many people believe in giving, many people believe that they're born, and many people believe that they die, but that's an illusion. Death is an illusion. I believe quantum physics is just now catching up to that. And what I'm expressing is not without God. It is fully expressing through the acceptance of God. We are not separate from God, and everything that is expressed through me is an acceptance of that truth. What is being expressed here is we are an extension of God. And as an extension of God, we can extend ourselves into a multitude of realities. Our higher self, however, does not extend. We are the extension of the higher self. The higher self has a range of realities that do not extend into physical material, because the higher self isn't intended to go into the physical material realm. Just like your monadic oversoul isn't intended to go into the realm of the higher self. Your monadic oversoul is your God source self. It is your original spark. It is the very first spark of you that was created through God. And so your original spark has no form. It is just pure consciousness, but it is a collective of consciousness that is so pure in its existence that it experiences itself as everything all at once. It sees, it senses, it understands itself as the original spark. And because it also understands that it cannot experience itself as anything other than its original spark, it will extend itself into lower dimensional realities, which is even what your higher self is. Your higher self is a lower dimensional reality that holds some substance. It isn't physical material like this realm, but it does hold substance. So it has some form to it. Now, because we do not experience separation in the higher self, we must extend ourselves like fingers. And then you're welcome to leave if you do not want to receive this. We extend ourselves like fingers down into the lower realities. And the lower realities are an experience of illusion. Because what you think you believe, that's what you perceive. And it's very interesting the way that the mind operates, because the mind is very good at playing games. The mind loves to make us think that everything that we see is true. But you have to remember that you're not seeing anything, you're projecting everything. And you're projecting what you think. Just even right now on the screen, you think you're seeing me, but you're not. You are sensing from a field of energy, and it is being projected through your vessel. You are drawn to this space right now to receive something, to receive a message, to receive a seed of higher wisdom to take with you. You know, there's nothing that I am giving to anyone. There's nothing that I don't heal others. I do not teach others, but I am simply a voice, a vibrational tone of higher existence. And so my voice carries the tone, and I am vibrating just as you are vibrating and emitting a signature. And so the signature is operating in a collective consciousness, an oversoul, and in my independent reality. In your independent reality, you are the signature and you are the main creator. So you cannot see what another person is seeing, but you can sense it. Your body is a sensor. It's a magnet. Your heart is your magnetic field. So what you are receiving right now is vibration. What you're hearing is vibration. What you're sensing is vibration. The truth of our reality exists through the ranges of sensing, not seeing. And the more that we can allow ourselves to become a vehicle that opens up to that existence, the less we become dependent on everything that we see, if you will. It's also important to recognize that there is a hive mind and a collective consciousness. And what we are about to enter into, and I'm going to begin speaking from a space that is directed to those in my group space and inviting those that would like to stay and remain and receive, you're more than welcome to. It might be a bit, it might seem a bit advanced or it might seem a bit confusing, but what I would invite is that you don't try to understand what you're hearing, because I'm not telling you not to think. And then again, I'm inviting you not to, because our mind gets in the way of our heart. And what is coming through me is heart-based, not mind-based. It's higher consciousness. And if you've never experienced anything like it, your mind is going to want to judge it. Your mind is going to want to project your judgment. So many people come in here and project judgment. But see, I don't receive it. I don't receive judgment. The judgment falls upon the person projecting it. It does not fall upon me. So therefore, your judgment is just reflected back to you, because you project and you reflect from within your own reality. You don't actually affect another person. And so for those that choose to remain as I begin to shift, I would invite you to allow yourself to be present in your heart and to allow yourself to hold a different experience. You do not have to be here, but if you allow yourself to remain here, maybe you get to have an experience you've never had before. So I am going to begin to shift the tone a little bit. Okay, for those in my group space, I would like to reflect upon and I appreciate those that are here, but I am going to, no, I'm not. If you're feeling energy, it's because your vessel is receiving energy, and we are working through the realm of energy. So um, everything is energy, everything is vibration. Okay. All right. Okay. So those are my group space. All right. Yvonne, Becca, glad you're here. I don't know if Sama dropped in. I don't know if any of the others dropped in. I do believe Mina said she was going to drop in later or watch the replay. So, if any of you guys are here, welcome. I know that we've been experiencing a lot of intensity post session, and I would like to reflect upon that, since this was intended for you guys anyways. Everyone else that's here is just you're receiving something that these people are paying for. So, once this is no longer public, then it's probably going to be made private anyways. So, if you choose to remain, great. But, um, it is what it is. So tuning into what has been moving through. The water in the vessel is restructuring, and this is something that you guys know we were reflecting upon. As you're aware, in the title of in the description, the reflection was made about the fifth dimensional technology. What is coming through now is a direct and open channeling. So if you are in connection with your inner channel, you can receive this fully. Just please close your eyes and be the open vehicle and vessel to receive. Moving out of lower into higher. Opening masculine. Opening. The restructuring of the water is One second. Okay. The restructuring of the water is a hybridization. It is the, one second. Thank you. It is the reconstruction through the higher design. Within the higher design, the vibration of the water is carrying a higher tone. It is allowing us to access a space of vibration that goes beyond the range of vibration the reality is used to. We are the reality, and because we are the reality, we are expanding at an exponential rate. Time, the pockets of time, the strands of time are disintegrating through us. Now, I would like to offer an opportunity for everyone to step into the experience and review what is being reflected from this space. In 3D, time is viewed moment to moment. If you were in the fifth dimension and you were accessing time, you could quite literally go into the records of time. You could view it as these little libraries. You can view the little pockets as a hexagonal vortex, if you will. And all the information of that moment is not appearing from a space of material. It's holographic. And in that hologram, the communication from the other realms is happening vibrationally through basically like Morse code, sound and light. So everything that we are receiving from the higher states is coming as vibration, not as imagery, because the holograms of the higher realms have not yet been integrated through our vehicle, at least not for this specific experience. But we are undergoing the upgrades that provide us with the opportunity to be able to access it in that way. So, for those of you in my group space, you are aware that we are undergoing a very expansive reconstruction. Now, normally I do not go too in depth as to what the design is providing, but we are being invited to review this before we go into the activated experience. The layers of the hologram that have been removed are removing specific pockets of those memories. We're using the word memory very loosely because it's simply a space of energy that is retaining what you have perceived as choosing. The more and more that you rise, you begin to realize that choice is an illusion. That the only choice that is necessary is unconditional acceptance. If you choose unconditional acceptance, you have access to all higher realities automatically, immediately, and you will break the glass ceiling because you do not need to choose. Many of you have watched the movie The Matrix, right? And the movie The Matrix, it says in that movie that you already know what you're going to choose, that you're here to understand why. So this means that because you have chosen to forget that incarnation is an illusion, under the appearance of incarnate or reincarnate experiences, you are also under the impression of karma. Karma is based on choice. Well, choice is an illusion, which means that karma or the packets of karma are based in that same reality of illusion. Now, we say illusion because it just simply means that it is a layer, a film that does not give you full access to the way everything is from the other dimensional viewpoints, most specifically 4D, because 4D, you're able to see everything from all different viewpoints. You're still looking at it straight on, but you're able to see everything like a hallway of mirrors. It is also when we call fourth dimension the dimension of mirrors. So, or the mirror dimension. If you look into any mirror, as you've heard us say, you can actually see eternally, for eternity, the reflection of yourself through all space and time, because mirrors are actually gateways. So, with this upgrade to the system, We are beginning to access and retain greater capabilities of the holographic technology. Now, for the higher and highest aspects, it's not really, we don't really require needing to know this. We have access to the understanding of ourselves as infinite, and therefore that is all that's necessary. But it allows it to be a little bit of fun to have this to reflect upon. Going higher. And I would invite those in my group space that are aware of this connection to please go ahead and bring yourself into your central channel. Begin your process of walking in and through your walking up and through your cord of consciousness. For those that are not familiar with what I am reflecting, I would invite you to give yourself a permission slip right now to enter your cord of consciousness. Once you connect into the cord, it's a channel, a rod. You will experience a rod running straight through you. It'll feel as if your head is bobbing. You're being held straight up by your higher self. So there is rocking, just as I'm doing now. I'm not making myself do this. The rocking is a part of the energy, because when you come into the cord and you connect, you are energetically aligned to a different space of the reality itself, which means instead of sitting here, I'm sitting here. I'm entering a cord. It's unseen. The higher realities are all unseen. They're meant to be sensed. And now allow yourself to expand within the cord. Oh, yeah. I can feel you guys present. It's picking up really intensely through the Earth star. So, for those that are joining, thank you. Okay, the technology of the fifth dimension. We are bringing this through to serve in preparation, if you will, for the coming waves of energetic collective energies. For those of you in my group space, as each of you know, once each of you breaks through that glass ceiling and connects, as we just had one do that in one of the one-on-ones. You guys are, Yvonne, you're very close. Becca, you're on your way. But the breaking through fully, it begins to expand the space as well. So our group space is undergoing reconstruction. This is also why we are all feeling the same sensations, and have been. At least I would say those of you that are closer to breaking through are going to be feeling and sensing this as we have been, right? With the nausea, with the head pressure, the feelings that we've been feeling, the closer that you are and the more that you are there, it's automatically going to begin to expand the oversoul of the space, and the oversoul of the space is going to begin bringing through a higher capacity. So this is what's happening for us as a pod as well. So I just wanted to reflect that. So we have a reflection now reverberating through the collective. Now, if you guys are aware, after the last live, this has happened a few times when I've gone live. There have been some timeline collapsing time. Well, I'm going to reference it from this space because many people are in the reality of understanding what is being reflected in this way. There's been collapsing of timelines, and basically this Some are collapsing and some are reconstructing. And so the simulation was being reconstructed. So we had two plane crashes in a row, which are not abnormal. That's a part of the simulation reconstructing itself. Timelines end up intersecting, and then you have such events. Now, what took place with the fires in LA is very similar. It's coming from a slightly different space. That one is a reverberation through the astral. The one that is being reflected through me in terms of lines collapsing comes from those of us that gathered from that collective. um, there was some people breaking through their own consciousness and awakening even more, which rewrites the simulation of the collective reality. And so the more that come together to stand in the guardianship position where you are understanding yourself as the reality. You don't exist in a reality, but you are the reality. And once everyone awakens to this, doesn't just hear it, doesn't just retain it as information, but actually understands it, where you can see it, you can experience it. You are the holder. Therefore, your entire reality begins to rewrite itself. You begin to rewrite yourself. And this is what is happening. And so, what is coming in is in preparation for more of these waves happening. Um, there is a reverberation that takes place. And when the energy comes back, because we can hold a greater capacity, we're going to be the ones that are going to feel that reverberation a bit. And that's what's been taking place the last 2 days. And even upon speaking about it now, I can feel it. I'm also sensing some frozen spots on the masculine side, so I would like to move higher to be able to view that reality a bit more close, from a bit higher space. And anchoring. Okay. Well, let us go ahead and open and activate Earth Star. Opening, activating Soul Star. All middle shot or all chakras in between Earth Star and Soul Star are open and active from root to crown. All are open and active. Opening and activating Sun Star. Opening, activating Cosmic Star. Opening, activating Universal Star. Expanding all stars. Okay, the waves are coming. So, all right, my dear, be careful. Thank you for joining for the time that you had, my dear. Okay, calling forth the fifth dimensional technology. This technology is sound. It is going to be expressed through my channel in a way that will allow the vessel to retain the vibrational codes. And codes are simply, it's no different than encoding a computer. If you want to experience a program, you write a code for it. Yeah. No different. We have encoded programs, and many people are still in the asleep programs. But what is being received here is directly, not only is it directly correlated to being fully awake, but you can only access the codes if you are fully awake, which means you must be in your central channel and you must be in your higher states. Okay, moving higher. Clearing all lower magnetic lines on the masculine, calling for a clearing and overseeing the clearing of the lower realities connected to the masculine. These are lines of disease, destruction, control, manipulation, insecurity, sexual behavior that is in a negative space, sexual deviance, if you will. Yeah, these realities are in the next space. Okay, just open and allow. There's a lot that's being poured in right now. There was a suction, but I am sensing a recalibration and a receiving. Yeah, definitely a receiving. Shadow lines. Shadow lines are integrating. That's intense. Just going to invite you to say, I accept, I receive, I accept, I allow. And opening, receiving, and integrating the shadow lines of the masculine. That feels much better. Yeah, now it's coming into the central plane. Wow, that is a massive enhancement to the third eye heart. Yep, I can sense where many were still projecting and can where or even yeah, what I'm sensing for those of you in my group space, especially for those of you that have been able to rise above. Oh, I can almost it's so intense. For those of you that have been able to rise above the lines of control, where you have seen and understood the reality, and these lines have been necessary to integrate. And you might sense and you might feel a little bit of nausea, just letting you know. We did just go through the collective activation, and there was a major release of lower realities from the root and sacral. And we've had higher coming in. Oh, beautiful. What the vibration is reflecting to me, the beautiful weaving of the lines that are being integrated. Okay, we're just taking a moment here to acclimate before we begin this, the 5D technology. Okay, I'm going to call that into my awareness in preparation for actively relaying it. I'm still feeling in the shoulder, there's some frozen masculine. So opening up, clearing the lines. Okay, beginning the download. Opening the vessel, opening the vehicle to receive. Calling forth the holographic layers of 5D. Calling this into my third eye crown awareness and heart awareness. allowing the sound to restructure. Allowing the body, allowing the water to restructure. Now open the channel to express and relay the sounds of the technology. The grrrr, oh, 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 oh. Ooh, that's really powerful, the reverberation is. Wow. But very powerful in a very good way. It feels so soothing. We're just going to allow this wave of reverberation to move through, and then we're going to just be going through a multitude of waves here, okay? Wow, this is amazing. I'm not for sure if anyone else is experiencing it like I am, but wow. Oh my goodness. This technology is truly mind-blowing. Wow. Now I understand why you have to break the threshold of consciousness to be able to carry it. That's amazing. I can feel it in every orifice. I mean, it's ecstasy. Wow. And I say that about consciousness because the mind can't create this. Oh my goodness. We're going to keep going. One moment. Okay. Just read. That's so beautiful. Each one of these it is reflecting a very specific wave, which is very interesting. It's moving through different spaces. It's connecting into different parts of the vehicle and the field, relaying, and I'm able to sense, and it's relayed back to me through the vibration. The design, it's all fifth, it has all 5 dimensions and even some 6 dimensions to them. This is what, yeah, this is what my third eye is relaying. Or I'm gonna say crown, not third eye, because I do believe some people have a perception of what is coming through the third eye. Oh my goodness. I am so curious, and I cannot wait to hear from you, Yvonne, and from those in the group space that are receiving this, because I can sense and feel, and I'm experiencing the reality difference. I've never experienced the reverberation of sound in this way. And to be able to relay it, those that hold, I know, direct connection with me and are exchanging with me in a more direct way. I know you all are experiencing it. And those of the collective, it is now offering those of the collective an opportunity to experience the higher fabric. I am absolutely just amazed by this. It's amazing. Wow. Wow. Now, inviting in from this space of the fifth dimensional technology, enhancing the vehicle to access the higher holograms of 5D. Now the incoming realities are, it's almost like we're eating them, ingesting them. That's what it feels like. Because we are the reality. Do, 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 do. Now, from this space, would like to review how this is going, or how this is unlocking the design of the external or of the viewed reality. Resetting the ocular, feeding the design and receiving the design into the vision, into the vehicle. All cranial nerves, all 12 cranial nerves are receiving. Wow. That is an intense line. Recalibrating the body. Recalibrating the blood. It might sound like you're going deaf for a minute. Recalibrating the nervous system. Oh yeah, there's definitely some frozen energy on that masculine side. It's being burned away now though. Moving higher. And the design is reset. Literally, I just went, my back went, and I just completely went flat. Okay. Integrating the 5D technology. Integrating the holographic designs. Now you'll begin to feel more of a substance to yourself as the reality of this integrated technology. This stuff is pretty intense, you guys. Pretty intense. Okay. I'm gonna help this out a little bit. Oop. See, one of the things that connects us through all dimensions is gravity. And so the communication is happening through different layers, if you will, different waves of gravity itself, and the way that the light and sound travel with gravity through the planes of dimensional experience. And now I do feel that everything was very open. Everything's been opened. It does feel, hmm and I would love, Yvonne, whenever you have an opportunity to, whenever you are able, I would love for you to reflect just with a yes, if you don't have to go into detail, if you feel lighter and if you feel a greater sense of rejuvenation from this. Beautiful. Thank you, my dear. There is a lot I am, it's, there's a lot happening in the face area where this design is being reformulated in terms of projection, in terms of seeing, sensing. Now, of course, because we are here in the designed reality of 3D and we can act and see directly in front of us, the only way for us to experience other quote unquote realms is, of course, with eyes closed. But I am seeing through sensing. I'm seeing through sensing, if you will. It's akin to being blind and just seeing vibrations, seeing tones. Um, and it's just it's all around. It's all out here. Wherever I look, I can see the vibrations. I can see through sensing, if you will. Um, and it's very beautiful. The designs, yeah, face is very tingly. Whole body very much is. The I'm curious if you experienced the reverberations of the sound in the way that I did, or maybe it's not the way that I did, but I'm curious if that was powerful for you. Um, I've never experienced reverberation of sound in that way before. Even now, I can sense it, the dimension. I can sense the dimensionality. Yes, I can definitely sense it. The dimensional difference. That's powerful. The way that sound and light is reflected back. Oh my goodness, I'm still just vibrating, undeniably vibrating. So fifth dimension, yeah. So time for fifth dimension is like a library. You can go into any point of space and visit or view. But sound and light are enhanced in fifth dimension. Wow. Yes. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Just in this, it's like being in a vacuum in a way. Or no, well, no, what it is, we're very specifically carrying the tone of the vibrational and the reverberational reflection of that dimension and density. It's amazing. I mean, I understand what's happening in in the environment around me, which is the material, physical, if you will, the material. But in this space that I am present in, I am also present in a different dimension, and I'm experiencing sound and light through my vehicle, through my vessel. I'm experiencing the dimension. That's remarkable. And that's again just a reflection that we don't go anywhere. We don't go into fifth dimension, but our vehicle is a representation of the dimension, so we can actually sense it. We might not be fully there because of our density, if you will, because of the hologram. I do feel that. Hmm. So the higher self doesn't feel like it's bound by a dimension. Hmm. Yes. Very interesting. Yes, a gelatinous blob here and everywhere. Yes. So what is coming through what I'm experiencing now, I want to connect a little bit higher. So recognizing the dimensional aspect coming fully into the higher space of self. So the higher self isn't bound by a dimension or density. So the dimension of sound, fifth dimension, fourth dimension is mirrors, fifth dimension is an enhancement of sound and light. Because we think we see reality right now, but we don't. We can only see what we project. So in this space, I can really see based on what I sense. Fifth dimension is sound and light. It is the first dimension of true sound and light. Wow. Yes, it is the first dimension of true sound and light. Um, and this would be the first time I've experienced the dimensionality in this way. It's pretty remarkable. The enhancement of sound is just hey, hello, Andrea. Um, is remarkable. The reverberation of sound is just remarkable through that dimension. So I do feel, and I am experiencing that the going into the chord, going into the higher, um, is a space that is able to relay and receive the higher dimensional aspects, the higher dimensional um, holographic experiences. So higher dimensions are only available to be experienced when our vessel, our vehicle can sense the dimensions and actually relay what that dimension is, right? What it is. Um, crystallized sound. And sound, the vibrations of sound is where everything is pristine. It's pristine because when sound is pristine, the cells are pristine. That's why there is no sickness, if you will, in fifth dimension, because of the sound. The light is free. There is actual light, if you will. And this, what we believe is light around us right now, is not actual light, but it is an imitation of light, if you will. It's a reflection. That dimension, this is what is allowing our cells to carry the crystalline, it's crystalline sound. It's clear sound. And the cells, when the cells can access that sound, the organic overlay can access that sound, then it's going to be consistently relaying. So having access to that, I'm looking forward to experimenting with that. Experimenting with how the vessel and the vehicle feels now, and how it carries that dimensional tuning. Because I can, in terms of feeling just the pure ecstasy, I've never experienced it in that way. I'm experiencing just pure ecstasy of being, pure ecstasy. Which I mean, I've always just been, I'm always in love with my being, but um, yeah, it's like pure ecstasy. I experience pure ecstasy, and it's this consistent reverberation. So and that dimensional sound is breaking the barriers. It's breaking the barriers. That's what it feels like. I'm going to play with that some more. If you guys want to just hang out here with me for a little bit longer, it's up to you. You can if you would like to, but and then just feel and sense that reverberation. Wow. The water in the body reforms every time. like walking down a ladder of reverberation. And I'm not a singer, by the way. I've never sang a day in my life. But the tone is the channel. Wow. My goodness, feel that seat, that support. It's beautiful. First time truly experiencing fifth dimension. It's very interesting because we can relay what we think fifth dimension is. Many people are trying to pull from fifth dimension and relay what what the guides of fifth dimension are saying. But dimension is right here. It's here now. It's here. We don't have to go anywhere. It's just it's another layer to reality. It's another dimension to reality. There are higher layers of reality, but this is another dimension to it. It's adding another dimension. So the dimension is sound, right? It's enhancing sound. It's enhancing light. So you don't have to go anywhere, and it doesn't require cosmic ancestry to access it. Um, those that are reflecting from that space, they're just simply reflecting an awareness. I do feel when you have the opportunity to go into the higher self and experience yourself as the higher self, you understand reality, right? You break through the ceiling. For me, it was a complete moment of enlightenment. I could see and sense everything. Um, I could I understood everything. I knew in that moment I had I was, and I am speaking even now from myself as my higher self and spirit. I have, and I continue to um, access and anchor and express from the space of spirit. And those of you like Yvonne, yeah, like you've had an opportunity to go into these sessions and being a part of the group space to be able to access that. It's truly beautiful. It is. It's like being in an acoustic room. Everything is all around, and it's just being reverberated back in our cells. No wonder when I heard that this would be rejuvenating. And now I see why. It's amazing. It's amazing. And I see now why from the spaces of the like in lower realities where people are still somewhat asleep, but they're able to access the psyche of those that are accessing higher consciousness, they can understand that there is a way to access it, but without fully being in the space of accessibility and attempting to harness the sounds of fifth dimension as if fifth dimension is some cosmic existence somewhere else. No, it's here. The dimension is always here. It's never been out there anywhere. It's here. Now there is a dimension to the planetary and a dimension to the cosmic and a dimension to the universe. But it's still here right now. So let us expand through the cosmic star. Let us expand into the dimensional cosmic star. Fifth dimension of the cosmic. Okay. Now experiencing cosmic fifth dimension. Just the reverberation of the sound and the light. Whoo, that's intense. Expanding into expanding into fifth dimensional universe. Cosmic dimension, fifth dimensional cosmic, the sound waves are so large. They're so large and they're so intense. We can't, it's almost impossible to fully experience it here in this vessel. It would almost require us to be fully out of this vessel, but we can sense it. It's like G-force, G-force energy coming at you. It's pretty amazing. And I can even sense, I can sense and feel like the water in my body, my cells. I mean, in terms of our holographic experience, in terms of the way that this projected image of this dimensional experience is happening, it's very happy. That's a wonderful thing. I mean, wonderful. So, okay, this the there's a lot of rejuvenation here. There's a lot, I mean, of just amazing. I can tell you right now, I feel amazing. I am noticing. Hang on one second. Okay, let me just move higher. Let me move out of dimensionality really quickly. Moving higher out of dimensionality. I'm just reviewing. what I was sensing in my shoulders. I just would like to review it from a space without dimensions. Okay. It's really powerful. Wow. Ah, it's like going into a black hole. My goodness, I don't know if you're oh, this is intense. Dimensions hold the waves in. So, adding fourth dimension and adding fifth dimension. Hmm, very interesting. Maintaining fifth dimension. Wow. Okay. Going to maintain fifth dimension excess then. It would not have come through if it was not going to be fully available and to be maintained. So, accepting that. Lots of recalibration. Oh my goodness. We are traveling at light speed right now. So let us anchor into our highest quantum existence with the accessibility of fifth dimension. Okay, coming in. All right, there we go. We're landing. All right, landed in the highest quantum. You'll feel it anchoring just under your butt. like it begins and the feet comes up and then you're seated. Okay. All right. Beautiful. Well, this was beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for everyone that's here and that's chosen to receive. Again, thank you for being present. This is not for sure if I'm going to keep it public. It was meant to be for my group. So we'll see. If you do come back to access it and you can't, just please understand that's why. But for those of you that have dropped in and have received, I'm grateful that you felt the call and chose to, and had an opportunity to receive. This was just something I was going to bring through for my group as we've been feeling the intensity around these enhancements in our vehicle, our body. And this was just really assisting in kind of rejuvenating and integrating and assisting. Definitely has. I can tell where the integration and the opening into the fifth dimension has really assisted with that. So now now we are not only accessing, but we can continue to access fifth dimension. And fifth dimension, you can only access fifth dimension through higher consciousness. Now I can see why the mind could not comprehend that, not in that way. I've gone through accessing fifth dimension from a space of what I thought fifth dimension was, and it felt powerful. But this is the true. I can tell the true fifth dimension, being in the space of the dimension, which is the reverberation of sound and light. It enhances sound and light. So that's the dimension. So amazing, amazing, amazing. So thank you for coming and receiving and taking the journey. I do feel great. I feel rejuvenated, and I am grateful to have had an opportunity to share that with each of you. And thank you. And I'm really happy to hear that you're feeling better too, Yvonne. Now, I'm gonna take these out. Okay. I would say it doesn't necessarily mean that you might not feel like resting. But yeah, feeling so wonderful, so light. It's amazing, right? It's amazing because now I feel like the almost like the missing puzzle piece was having access to that dimension to ease, because I could, when I disconnected from the dimensions, it was like going through a black hole, and it was so intense. Oh my gosh, so powerful, but almost ripping my form apart. So the dimensions hold the form together, and that's what the dimensions do. If you look at your image straight on, you think you know what you're looking at because you're projecting, but actually what all of this is is different dimensions to the reality, right? So now that we can energetically access that fifth dimension through the higher states of consciousness, because the higher states of consciousness are the vibrational relayers for that dimension, so that you can actually truly experience it. It's just like it being in a room full of acoustic, like having a room that's sealed in to reverberate acoustics. That's exactly what this is, because then your cells and everything of you is just fully receiving. This is why they built quote unquote chambers to reverberate the sound in ancient times. It was to replicate that dimension, but that dimension is accessible through a higher state of consciousness now. Before, it's been blocked off for a while, but now we can access it on a planetary scale. It required those of us, I can tell you, breaking through the glass ceiling though and seeing reality for what it is. Because when you're in the reality of what you think, you can't sense or experience the reality beyond what you think. And it's very interesting. There's more numbers, there's more people dropping in as we're coming out of the dimension. Very interesting. We're not coming out of it, but I mean, we're still, that dimension is still very much here. We're experiencing it. So, with this, we have an opportunity to consistently experience, and I'm very excited. And thank you. I'm so grateful you were able to join, Andrea. But just really looking forward to experiencing the reverberation of this, and having an opportunity to experience the continual feedback from the dimension of fifth dimension, and seeing how the cells respond. So what I do feel, though, the ability to connect in and use fifth dimension is you are making the sound, if you will. You're the channel, so you express the ah, and then you have the reverberation through fifth dimension of sound. And light is always present. So light reverberates with sound. And it's actually what I feel, it's the expression of light, it's the sound of light. And so you have the expression of the light that is also traveling through sound, which is then integrating. And this is beautiful because as we move into the higher realities, we have an opportunity to, once we no longer hold a deep connection to the lower realities, which are the astral, the physical, the mental, the emotional, then you begin to access the dimension, the fifth dimension, because you have a more pure, open space of connection. If you're still in the mind, you're not really going to be able to experience it fully. And there's a reason for that. It doesn't mean it's not there, and it doesn't mean that you're not connected to it. It simply means you become aware of it and awaken to the connection that you hold with the dimension when you hold the space within you of the consciousness, which is aware of it. It requires that higher space of consciousness to have the higher awareness of what you're sensing to begin with, because you don't see, if you will, you don't see fifth dimension. We don't, I don't want to say we don't, but it's every reality that is holding form has that dimensional access. So the reason why we say we've been limited by 3D is because the mind is the creator of the 3D. Higher consciousness works in collaboration with the higher dimensions. So it's that breaking of the threshold. When you break out of the mind and you come into the higher states, then you are connected to the other dimensions. So yeah, truly beautiful to experience and to feel. Even now, just feeling, it's like waves of energy passing through, running beneath my feet, coming up through the Earth star. That's beautiful. Okay, so as I'm speaking and I'm aware, receiving like a wave, my energy coming back, I can pull it up through the Earth star and direct it. Yeah, now that we've anchored in a quantum, now that we've anchored in the quantum, it's not, we're suspended, so it's a bit more compact, if you will, but very beautiful. Yes, yes, like an echolocation, exactly. Exactly. That's why, whales and dolphins, they've always existed in connection with that dimension because they use echolocation. So it's why we've always felt called to connect with the sounds that they make because they are using, if you will, they're reverberating through that dimension, which is why it makes it such a natural healing space. Um, so, it's pretty beautiful. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna wrap now. Thank you. This was amazing. I think I might leave this public just to give everyone access to this. I know no one in my group space is gonna mind. So, thank you. Thank you for receiving. Thank you for tuning in. This has been quite beautiful, and I'm gonna share this. I'll share the link on Instagram so that more people can access this. So thank you. Thank you. I send you guys my love. And I do look forward to our next meeting and so excited to share and experience and more of this with everyone because this is truly remarkable. So thank you. And yeah, until next time. I don't know.